Kid Cod 2000. I need some Jaffa cakes and put the kettle on. Sleepy Ted, get I Breathe Arsenal on the phone. We've got some deals to do. Hello, welcome, I'm Devil Sniper. This is Transfer Deadline Day in episode 4 of my career mode with West Ham United. And yes, we're going to offer a contract to the Tank. This boy is fantastic. I've just got back from Anderlecht. What a nightmare flight. We actually had to change. We were diverted into France. And then we were diverted to Spain, which was quite handy because when I went to Spain, I went to see Yassin. A good little lad, I have to say. Saw him playing in a reserve team game for Barcelona. He actually scored 2 goals, looked fantastic. So he's on my shortlist. This is the final constructed shortlist of players that we're going for. A lot of this has been done while I was on the plane. So many diversions, it's ridiculous. But as I say, we struck a deal with Anderlecht. We've offered the Tank a contract. James Collins is going the opposite way if the lad accepts our contract. James has actually already accepted his contract. And I had a great chat with James. He's more than happy to leave the club. He says he wants to progress. He feels that Anderlecht is an up-and-coming team, which is fair play to him. And he says he has no hard feelings, which is brilliant. You know, he enjoyed last season. He got to play more than he expected, which is, you know, he's a cracking player. It's just he's gonna hit 30. He understands my philosophy, so full respect to him. And as you can see, we're going to have a little pop at Bittencourt. Now, I sent a couple of lads out to Germany to keep an eye on him, and they gave me back some great reports on him. They think he has fantastic potential. They think he could really add to our team. You know, they could foresee Gabs up front with Altidore and with Bittencourt just playing off him, which is fantastic. That's the sort of style that I'm looking for. But as you can see, I've been quite busy. We've got a lot of emails to go through, and from the looks of it, one of them says the Tank's accepted the contract. Could that be true? So, yes, we lost out in January on this player. We didn't have the funds in the end because we invested quite a chunk of our fundage into the beast that is Sissoko, which I do not regret. I think he's, him and Diame are just amazing in midfield. They're fantastic. So I think that's 5 million invested really well. But we do have an opportunity. And as you can see, Yassin, they want 2.2 million. That's quite interesting. I'm quite pleased with that because I was speaking to a couple of people in Barcelona when I was watching the game, and they were talking about 2.5 to 3 million. So 2.2 is, I'm happy with that. And the same with Anthony Knockout. They want 2.8. I'm a little bit sceptical about that. And at last, my inquiries come back from Bonnie. Filippo, I've got to say, 6 million, that's a huge tag. That's a huge price tag. I'm not sure how we're going to work around that, or if we can work around that. We'll just have to wait and see. And there we go. The Tank is now officially a West Ham player. I hope he likes Jaffa cakes and tea. Speaking of Jaffa cakes and tea, Sleepy Ted, did you get I Breathe on the phone? And where's my bloody cup of tea and Jaffa cakes? Come on, guys. Jesus. I don't know. So, yes, Abel Tarat. Now, you're probably thinking, he's just appeared on the list. Well, I had a conversation with Mark Hughes. Because, basically, there's a strong rumour that Hughes is going to get the sack. QPR aren't doing very well. Let's be honest, he hasn't spent the money that he's been given that well. So, I sort of said to him, come on the QT, is there any room to manoeuvre on the lad, Hughes wanted 15. That's the market price to any other club is 15 million. So, to me, he said 10. Bids in the region of 10 and are okay. So we'll see how that one pans out. I think it's a bit of a pie in the sky sort of deal. I think there's opportunities to get some other players in. Connor Wickham. Now, I've got to say, Martin O'Neill done me a favour. I did speak to him on the phone. I was going to go and visit him, but I was in Anderlecht, so I couldn't be in 2 places at once. I did speak to him on the phone, and he said 5 million. I said to him, flat out, come on, 5 mil. Is he worth 5 mil? And he said yes. So, I'm sort of 50-50 on him. I'm still not 100% convinced that Wickham will suit West Ham. As you can see, Bittencourt, we're going to offer him a contract. Dortmund liked our offer, which I think is fantastic. Remember, we offered 2.1 million. That's 300 grand under his market value. And considering the Dortmund board said they wanted in the region of 3, I think that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. So, hopefully we can strike a deal. And we'll see what happens. But I know the stats do look amazing. but he's too much of a pie in the sky sort of deal. You know, it's too much. I really like this lad. I really like his stats. His physical stats are fantastic. His agility, his acceleration, his sprint speed, his balance, his stamina, his reactions. A little low on the aggression, but we can knock it into him. That's fine. And he's got great curve. That is fantastic. He's finishing 74. You know, at 21, he really is getting there. Really is getting there. And this lad as well, Yasin. Again, the aggression's a little bit low, but he's only 18, so we can knock it into him and all. I'm not too fussed about that. Really not too fussed. But I think you can gather he really has grabbed my eye. I really feel he could be I really think he could really, really, really add to the team. I just don't know how we're going to move funds around, how we're going to utilise our funds to get him. You know, we just outlaid quite a chunk of money on the tank, which I feel is fantastic. We've got rid of James Collins, which was needed because of his age. So I'm a little bit worried about how we're going to utilise funds now, because we haven't got a great deal of them. We really haven't. Hopefully there's going to be a few players who go, which will be good. I have put Redmond up for sale. I do apologise, but the lad's got to go in my eyes. The lad's got to go. And luckily, Cardiff City coming 2.2 mil. I'm taking it. I'm not counter-offering. We haven't got time. We're literally running out of time. And this lad, I tell you what, I saw him in a reserve game. He really is fantastic. So I'm going to stick him out on loan because he's not going to get a game. And as you can see, Bittencourt doesn't really want to relocate to the UK, which is fine. I mean, I have been to Dortmund before, and it's not exactly the nicest part of the world. But, you know, if the lad likes it over there, that's fair play. I am going to try again, though, because, you know, he might not think that I'm 100% interested in him, and we really are. So we are going to have another look at him, have a little pop with him on the old contract front, and hopefully persuade him that, you know, we're West Ham United, for Christ's sake. We're a big bloody club. Our support is second to none on this planet. You know, your Barcelonas of the world need to learn to play football like us and have our supporters. Do you know what I mean? So, if that's not enough for him, then fine. There's plenty of other players out there that we are really interested in. As I say, Yasin. They want 2.2 million for him. I'm not prepared to pay 2.2 million. I think it's a lot of money, but I will pay 2 million quid. I'll happily part with 2 million quid. I think that would be a fantastic deal. I know it's 400 grand over top for him, and it's 200,000 less than what they particularly want, but I 2 grand, it's middle ground. 2 million, you know, it's only 200,000 surely. And you can see Bittencourt comes back and basically he doesn't want to relocate. As I said earlier, come on, Dortmund is a horrible place. Seriously, why would you want to stay there? Redmond has gone, unfortunately. We got 1.9 million from that deal, which I think is, to be fair, I think that's fantastic. That's good money, good return. We haven't lost out. We've actually improved our return. So I'm really happy with that. And I am going to go for the pie in the sky. I'm going to have a crack at the pie in the sky. Now, I'm not hopeful. It's not something I really want to pursue greatly, but I want to have a crack at the pie in the sky, because if we could get him, I think, it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic. So that's a pie in the sky offer. That's not a serious offer. It was just an off the cuff. I'm going to have a crack. I'm going to have a crack, see what happens. Same with this lad. I'm still gutted that we missed out on him in January. So I'm going to have a pop at him at a sensible offer. Now I think 3 million is sensible. I know they want 3.4, but I think 3 is a fair price, considering they would have taken 2.8 last January. So it's only been a few months, so I think that's a fair deal, to be quite frank. You know, I don't want them to be overstepping their mark. I think that is an absolute fair deal. And yes, I am going to have a crack at him. And I thought long and hard about this deal. Really, I thought so long and hard, I can't even tell you how many cups of tea and how many Jaffa cakes I had to think about this, but no money involved, a swap for him and Phillips. You know, Phillips has not done the job. He cost me about 3-4, I think we paid for him originally. So I don't think that's too bad. They wanted 2.8 for him, so you could say that we're losing out, but I don't think we are, because Phillips' price has actually dropped to about 3 million, 3.1 million, so we probably would have ended up losing on him. And as you can see, Yasin could be on his way to West Ham. As long as we can agree to terms, That would be fantastic. Barcelona are happy to let him go. They actually rang me and said, you guys play fantastic football. I think you actually can improve him, and we wish him all the best. So I was really touched by that. I think that shows, a great deal of respect between Barcelona, that they actually have respect for us at West Ham, which is brilliant. And I got this. I thought it was a joke, to be honest. I did have a word with a few of the lads. Sleepy Ted, Hammers865, the Kid Cod 2000, Giuseppe. I was like, come on, is someone having a bit of a laugh here? Is someone having a laugh? They're offering me 3.5 million for Gabs. Do they not know who Gabs is? So, being cheeky as I am, 13.5, and I still wouldn't even take it. I would not take 13.5. Wouldn't take it. No, not at all. And Hewitt is going down to Dagenham, just down the road, so I'll be able to pop in and watch how he's doing, which would be fantastic. And plus, he's close, so if he gets any worries and concerns, he can always drop in. I can take him on the tour to the Jaffa Cake factory. We can have a brew, sit in a cafe, and have a great day. And yes, Anthony, the deal has been okayed. Leicester are happy with that. I'm happy with that. Phillips probably isn't happy with that, but at the end of the day, he ain't going to be playing with us, so job done. Yassin accepts his contract. That is fantastic. That is a brilliant piece of business. And the same with Anthony. That is a brilliant piece of business. We still have 4.5 million left and 25 grand. Can we come up with a decent offer? Obviously, it wasn't a joke, and I did apologise to the lads, but it was never going to go. Come on, I was never going to let Gabs go. That's one of the most ridiculous transfer requests I think I've ever had in my entire life as a manager. That was just, I felt insulted, but there we go. Gabs ain't going nowhere. Nobody panic. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Really interesting. Really interesting. We can't afford him. We clearly can't afford him. I'm going to chance my arm. Jarvis. I know this might upset a few people, but this lad is awesome. He is a fantastic player. He's got great potential. He's 21. Jarvis is 27. 2.5 million plus Jarvis. That's round about what they want. I think that's about 6 million quid as an actual deal. That's a £6 million deal, taking in the value of both players. So I think there's a deal could be done. A deal could be done. We have 3 hours remaining. I hate it when it gets to this stage. I really hate it. It's my favourite time of the year, but I tell you what, when it gets to 3 hours, your nerves are just frayed, because we've got to get the paperwork in. If they accept it, which they have, they've accepted it, we can offer a contract. This is fantastic. But we've got so little time, because we've got to get all this paperwork into the FA in time for them to play next week against Reading. We've still got a game against Birmingham, but we've got to get it in time so they can play next week against Reading. That's really important. I want these lads to play against Reading. I want them in my team. It's just got to happen. It's just got to happen. It's happened. Yes, come on. Get in there. Come on, West Ham. That's 3 fantastic signings in the deadline window. Not forgetting, we got the tank. We got the tank. That's 4 new players at the club, and we actually moved 4 players out. We got rid of Collins, great player. We got rid of Redmond. We got rid of Jarvis, and we got rid of Phillips. So I think that's fantastic. We've increased our forward power. We've got Yassin. We've got Filippo. That's brilliant. And Anthony, he can play up front as well. He can play a CF. So we've got 3 strikers in, and we decreased the midfield by 3, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then all of a sudden I thought the game had frozen and died on me, because it wouldn't do anything. My heart dropped and I started to panic. I started to sweat, but never fear, I had a cup of tea and a Jaffa cake, and all of a sudden I have an email. Luke Shaw, arterial cruciate ligament, 4 months. What the hell's going on? Why is he injured? What the hell has happened? I don't understand. Someone needs to tell me. Did I fall asleep? I hadn't fallen asleep. I wasn't dreaming. Because the transfer deadline day is the 31st and the fixture was the 31st, the game automatically simmed because it's a countdown from 10 hours. Which is really annoying, really frustrating, and it's come at a huge cost. We've lost our left back for 4 months. Luke Shaw had been doing so well. He was progressing so well. Fantastic player, a great lad in the changing room. Always having a joke, always got a smile on his face, and now he's out for 4 months, which is a huge dent. You know, plus side, yeah, we won, but there's nothing we can do about it anyway. I have been round to see Luke Shaw. I took him a hamper of Jaffa cakes, made him a brew. He seems in good spirits, but 4 months is a long time, and we're here to support him because we're West Ham, we're a family club, and we'll support him through it. And as I said, I'm not going to be taking no international jobs. I need to focus on West Ham, I need to focus on the club, I need to focus on the players, and I need to focus on getting us into a rightful position in the league. So that's the foremost of my thoughts. And then I get a text message on the way back from seeing Shaw. I was having to pop over to Spain to look at a prospect, and my BlackBerry came up, Joey O'Brien. Hey boss. And I thought, okay, open it up. I feel I've been progressing, and I would like to discuss my wages. Are you serious? You want to discuss wages? The same Joey O'Brien who said he's leaving the club, the same Joey O'Brien who said the club is not got the same ambition as him, the same Joey O'Brien who then said, no, I'll backtrack, I'll sign for you, boss. The same Joey O'Brien who then didn't sign, the same Joey O'Brien who then said he would sign and then still didn't sign, the same Joey O'Brien who eventually did sign and made it into a proper saga. Well, I'll tell you this now, son. I'm not taking you to the Jaffa Cake factory for a tour to sign a new contract. No, sirree. But I'm not sure what to do. Do we look at his wages? Do we give him an increase? However much he wants? I honestly don't know because I haven't looked. What should we do? Perhaps you guys could tell me in the comments if you feel that we should give in and give him some additional money, or we should play hardball and perhaps get rid of him in January. It's sod's law that he sends me the text message straight after transfer deadline day, but what can you do? Football players sometimes think they're the boss, and they're really not. So hopefully you guys can tell me what you think we should do. I'll look forward to reading that. And as you can see, you're probably sitting there thinking, damn John, that's one attacking team. And you'd be right, yes that is. We're going for it. Live by the sword, die by the hammer. Let people not forget, we are the Barcelona of East London. We have some fantastic attacking talent on that pitch. Gabs, Altidore, Knockhart, Filippo. You know, we've got some awesome players in there, and we've got a new centre back. We have a tank. I'm going to call him the tank because he is, quite frankly, a tank. He is like a tank. He's fantastic, and I'm sure no one will forget the games we've had against Reading. They beat us 1-0 early doors last season. That ended a run. We then beat them on the last day of last season 2-1. We had to come from a goal behind. That was an epic game, absolute epic game. And today we're going to their place, and yeah, no holds barred. We're going for it, 100%. We are going for it. There's our main man, Super Jack Butland. I can't wait. Let's get a crack on. So we kick off. The ball's fed back to Sissoko. Sissoko picks it up as normal in his elegant fashion. Gracefully passes it to the tank. The tank gives it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse knocks it onto Potts. Potts cuts inside, gives it back to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse making a first team start. Fantastic little player. He feeds it into Filippo. Filippo knocks it to Altidore, and he has a crack. And I thought that was a great header. A fantastic header. And the referee's awarded a penalty. And I've got to say, I was really, really shocked when he awarded the penalty until I checked the monitor. And I'm not sure whose hand that is. No idea whose hand that is. And yes, it does. It slaps him quite clearly on the forearm and wrist, I believe. But yeah, unfortunately, it is a penalty, and the whole stadium can see it, which was quite nice on the big screen TV if you look in the top left, which was fantastic. It's nice to get a penalty when it is a penalty. I thought it was a good defensive header. I didn't see him put his arm up, but well done to the referee and to the officials for once getting a decision right. So Gabs is going to take this. Our talisman. Can he get us off to the start that we need? Can he give us a 1-0 lead? Oh yes, what a goal from Gabs, fantastic. Places it down the middle, and we're 1-0 up. The nerves are settled, the nerves are settling, that's fantastic. Just the start we needed, that's just the start we needed. The new lads can now relax a little bit. Now we've got a 1-goal lead. Just relax, and let's play some elegant football. The only way we know how to. Like the Barcelona of East London. And Reading catches on a counter-attack, but look at Sissoko. Look at Sissoko. He spotted that problem. He spotted that we were in trouble at the back. Tompkins had been pulled out of position, and he made the run. He picked the ball up fantastically. He knocks it into the tank. The tank knocks it forward to Filippo. Filippo cuts inside. This boy's got such great control. He's a real little talent. He feeds the ball into Gabs. Gabs knocks it back into Filippo. Filippo knocks it into the tank. And yes, you can feel it. It's like watching the Barcelona of East London. Absolutely graceful football. Ward-Prowse knocks it back into Filippo. Filippo knocks it into Gabs. Gabs is unfortunately dispossessed, but what a section of football. That was absolutely awesome football. These players are so talented. I'm so chuffed that we have them. And again, I need to thank all the scouts who suggested these players. You've done us proud. And Knockhart picks the ball up. And he shows he not only has pace, but he has strength. He holds him off. Feeds it into the Hulk. The Hulk knocks it into Gabs. Gabs controls it. Nice piece of skill. Gives it back to Knockhart. And he scores! 2-0 after 30 minutes. And I'll tell you what, Altidore, however you want to say his name, he is an absolute Hulk. The man is such a Hulk. He's fantastic. He really is. Absolutely fantastic. He's got an eye for a pass. I mean, that's a great ball into Gabs. Gabs' piece of skill was fantastic. And the finish wasn't bad either. The young lad is brilliant. I'm really chuffed for him. And we're getting off to a great start. Then, all of a sudden, we give the ball away. A needless, sloppy error. And it results in Reading scoring. So the score is now 2-1. I've got to say I'm slightly disappointed because Reading really haven't had any attacks. They haven't caused us any problems in the first 33 minutes until then, when they scored in the 34th minute. Just our luck, I suppose. The ball comes out from a corner. It ends up at Gabs' feet. The Tank picks it up. He knocks it out to Sissoko. Now Sissoko's basically going to try and play for time. He goes down the right hand side. He wants to get the cross in, but the AI is defending so well. He just can't get the ball over. He's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. He then flicks it over. Fantastic defensive there. Filippo picks it up, volleys it, and it's just wide. Just wide. And at half time we're winning 2-1. But that's not where the fun ends. If you can predict the final score, I will select one winner and I will give them 50,000 coins on Ultimate Team. For Xbox only, I do apologise. But yeah, before the second video is up today, if you can predict the final score, I'll give someone 50,000 coins. Cheers, guys.